Hello students, welcome you all in this lecture of coordination compounds and chelates. In this semester, we shall consider first two chapters of inorganic chemistry of 5th semester of BSc final year, that is coordination compounds and crystal field theory. So first chapter contains two major points, coordination compounds and chelates, and chapter second contains two major points, crystal field theory, electronic spectra. So let us start the first chapter, that is coordination compounds and chelates. So before starting our major point, we should know the definition of coordination chemistry. It is the branch of chemistry which deals with the study of coordination compounds. Now the question arises that what is coordination compounds? You might have studied in the earlier standards. Coordination compounds are those compounds in which coordinate bond is present between the metal atom and the certain groups or atoms attached with the central metal atom. It means that in coordination compound there are two type of elements. The metal is present at the center known as central metal atom, and the central metal atom is surrounded by other elements or other atoms or other group of atoms. So the study of coordination chemistry is very important in the point of inorganic chemistry. The first point is the addition compounds or molecular compounds. Addition compounds are also known as molecular compounds. It contains two or more simpler compounds that can be packed in a crystal lattice. It means that when a solution containing two or more salts in stoichiometric proportions are allowed to evaporate, crystals of new compound separates out. When two or more compound combines to form a new compound is known as addition compound or molecular compounds. Now, depending upon the behavior of these addition compounds, there are two types of addition compounds or molecular compounds. The first type is double salts or lattice compounds. Double salts or lattice compounds are the type of addition compounds which exist only in crystal lattice state or in solid states. But when they dissolve in water, they break down into two or more parts. When they dissolve in water, their chemical properties remains the same as those of the individual components. It means that double salts are those compounds which exist in solid state, and when they are dissolved in water they dissociate into simple ions and they lose their identity in individual form and retain their identity as ionic form. For examples, Mohr salt is the example of double salt. Potash alum is the example of double salt. Carnallite is also the example of double salt. In case of Mohr salt, it contains ferrous ammonium sulfate. Now, this ferrous ammonium sulfate is the double salt, consists of two compounds. One is ferrous sulfate and another one is ammonium sulfate. It means that ferrous ammonium sulfate, when dissolved in water, it dissociates into ions containing their original individual ions like Fe2 plus, NH4 plus, SO4 2 minus, and they give their individual chemical taste. It means that double salts retain their identity in individual form as well as in compound form. The second type of addition compound is the coordination compounds or complex compounds. Now these are also addition compounds in which the central metal atom is surrounded by a non-metal atom or group of atoms called as ligands, joined by a chemical bond, and that chemical bond is known as coordinate bond. For example, when ammonia is added to green solution of nickel chloride, the color changes to purple. The nickel ion almost disappears from the solution and ammonia enters into association with nickel and a new ion of composition NiNH3 by 6 Cl2 is formed. Such a new compound is known as complex or coordination compounds. As you can see in the reaction between NiCl2 and ammonia, a new complex is formed. This solution has a purple color and the formula is NiNH3 by 6 Cl2. Such a compound is called as complex compound or coordination compounds. So these are the difference between the two type of compounds, coordination compounds and double salts. So here is the difference between double salt and complex compound. Both are addition compounds, both are molecular compounds, but there are certain type of differences between the two. The double salts are addition compounds, complex compounds are also addition compounds. These are the two similarity, but there are some differences as you can read. Double salts contain two simple salts in equimolar proportion, but in complex compound, the two compounds or two substances may or may not be in equimolar proportion. In case of double salt, two salts are in equimolar proportion means they are present in same quantity. But in case of complex compound, two simple salts may or may not be in equimolar proportion. So this is the major difference between the two. The next difference is double salt exists only in the solid state. In aqueous solution, they dissociate into ions. But the complex compound exists in solid as well as in liquid state. This is because even in the solution, the complex ion does not dissociate into ions. Double salts are ionic compounds and they do not contain any coordinate bond. So this is the very important difference between the double salt and complex compound. As well as complex compound always contain coordinate bond. So you should know the difference between the ionic bond and coordinate bond. In ionic bond, transfer of electron takes place. In coordinate bond, transfer of electron takes place from only one atom. This is the difference between the two type of bonds. Coordinate bond has some covalent character, but ionic bond does not have covalent character. The next difference is the properties of the double salts are the same as those of the constituent compounds. Means the constituent compounds and the double salt are same property, but the properties of the coordination compounds are different from its constituent because metal and ligand does not retain their identity. Their identity is loose in coordination compounds. Also, double salts show their normal valency. In case of coordination compound, metal ion satisfies two types of valency called as primary valency and secondary valency. So according to Werner theory, we will see in next upcoming lectures. In coordination compound, metal have two types of valency, primary valency as well as secondary valency. But in double salt, there is only one type of valency known as normal valency. Double salt lose its identity in the solution, but a coordination compound retain its identity in its solution. So these are the major difference between double salts and complex compounds. Now moving to the next point, which is very important to the beginners of coordination compound chemistry. Common terms used in coordination chemistry are as shown in the slide. The first term is the central metal ion. Central metal ion is a positive metal ion which has two or more neutral molecules or negative ions are attached into a complex compound. As you see in this slide, M indicate metal atom and L indicate ligands. It means this metal atom is surrounded by ligand with coordinate bond, and when this metal is present in ionic form is known as central metal ion. So this is the central metal ion. As you can see in this example, cobalt is a central metal ion and the whole complex ion is also given. Chlorides are counter ions and whole compound is known as coordination compounds. Next a term is very important, that is ligands. This word might be new to you. Ligands are nothing but the group of atoms or atoms attached to the central metal atom. The essential condition of ligand is it must contain one lone pair of electrons, because ligands have to donate its lone pair of electrons to metals. So ligands are donor atoms. As they are donating electron pairs, they are also known as Lewis base. And as metal accept electrons, they are electron acceptors. Metals are known as Lewis acid. So ligands are various types. As you can see in this chart, there are some examples given: bromide ligands, fluoroligands, oxoligands, hydroxoligands, cyanoligands. These are the anionic ligands. And there are some neutral ligands like ammonia, water, NO, carbonyl group, oxygen, nitrogen, pyridine, ethylene diamine. So there are basically two types of ligands are found. One is the charge ligand, which are always anionic, and there are neutral ligands. Anionic ligand bears negative charge while neutral ligand bears lone pair. At least one atom contains lone pair of electrons, and this lone pair of electron is donated to central metal atom to form coordinate bond. So there are again different types of ligand that we will see in the upcoming lectures. The next important term is the coordination number. Now this coordination number is the number of coordinate bond that metal can form, or the number of ligands attached with the central metal atom is known as coordination number. For example, you can see in the first example there are 6 water molecules attached with the copper atom. It means that the coordination number is 6. In the second example, there are 4 chlorine atoms attached with cobalt. It means that the coordination number is 4. So, to identify the coordination number, you should know the number of ligands attached with the central metal atom, because there are certain ligands which have 2 donor atoms. At that time, the problem comes to identify the coordination number. So this is the case in case of all the ligands are unidentate or monodentate, because they are attached only with one donor atom. So when one monodentate ligand is attached with metal atom, it is easy to identify the coordination number. But if bidentate or polydentate ligand is present, then it is not quite easy to identify the coordination number. So coordination number is nothing but the number of coordinate bond formed by the metal atom. Next term is the complex ion. The complex ion is an charged ion containing central metal ion and two or more ligand in a complex. So complex ion is nothing but the complex present in ionic form or charge complex. Here you can see that the whole complex is enclosed in bracket and 2 plus is present as a superscript over the bracket. It indicates that the complex is present in ionic form, particularly in cationic form. This complex has a coordination number 6 and each 6 H2O ligands forms one coordinate bond to the central metal ion using a lone pair of electron from its oxygen atom. So complex ions are the charged species or charged central metal ion bonded to one or more ligands. The next important term is the coordination sphere. It is nothing but the bracket or parenthesis or sphere containing complex compound is known as coordination sphere or coordination entity. This coordination entity means the coordination sphere are enclosed with square bracket. In that square bracket, the central metal ions and ligands are written. While writing the formula, the groups present in coordination sphere are enclosed in in square bracket, and the counter ions are written outside the bracket. As you can see here, the cobalt and ammonia is written in square bracket, and that whole thing is known as coordination sphere. It means central metal ion, ligand as well as coordination number is enclosed in square bracket. This is the coordination sphere or nothing but a bracket enclosing complex ion. Then oxidation number of central metal atom or central metal ion. Oxidation number is nothing but the charge present on complex ion. To know the charge present on complex ion, there are certain methods to calculate the oxidation number of central metal atom or ion. Here you can see the copper is present in +2 oxidation state and ammonia is a neutral ligand. It has no charge, means it has a zero charge. So the overall charge present on the complex ion is the sum of the charges of metal as well as ligand. So here +2 is the oxidation state of copper and there are 4 ammonia containing no charge. It means there is no charge ligand. So overall charge is the +2 charge and it is the sum of +2 plus 4 into 0, 0 equal to +2. So always remember while calculating the charge on central metal ion or complex, you should know the type of ligand, whether it is cationic, anionic or neutral. Thank you.